Welcome to Session 2 of JA Success Skills. In the first session, you talked to the students about the importance of marketing themselves, and this time we're going to take that one step further and talk actually about interviewing. As a reminder, we are going to be using the adapted outline from JAF South Dakota instead of the volunteer guidebook found in the kit. In this activity, we are going to really be talking to the students about interviewing skills, and this is again a great opportunity for you to bring in your personal life experiences. There is a lot of flexibility in how to implement this activity. For example, you can use the interview cards that are found in the kit, or you could consider bringing in interview questions from your company, or JAF South Dakota has some of ours on our online as well. We really want to encourage the students to think about this is just getting them to start practicing to think about interview skills. They're not going to be perfecting it, but it's something that we want them to be thinking about because it's absolutely going to be in their future. In your introduction, be sure to ask the students how many of them have experienced interviews. What are some of the things that they experienced, the good and the bad? Maybe if they don't want to talk about themselves, maybe they've had a friend that has had one too that they could share some experiences about. But we really want you to be real with the students. Talk about some bad interviews you've heard about or you've experienced, and really take the time to help the students build skills for their interviewing success in the future. For example, talk about transferable skills that they have right now. Brainstorm with them. For example, problem solving is a great skill that a lot of employers are looking for. So what are they doing today that are building their problem solving skills? For example, what are they doing in group work, or have they ever had to settle a dispute with their siblings? Those are the types of things that we want to start planting the seeds in their heads. How can they take what they're doing today in high school and apply it to their future interviews? If you are in a speech class, you may want to consider talking to your teacher, because some teachers like to assign an interview as a final speech or as part of this activity. So just note that that's something you might want to talk to your teacher about. A couple other fun things to do is to role play interviews, whether it be bad or good ones. You could pull up a student if that works for you, or you could maybe talk with the teacher beforehand and have them role play a good interview and a bad interview, and have the students try to pick out what the elements of that good interview was versus what that bad interview was. The success skills that you're going to be talking about today are found on page 12, and those are to advocate and influence, to learn through research, and to observe critically. So again, within your introduction, be sure to take the time to talk through those skills and use the discussion questions found on page 12. The actual activity for today's session is for the students to get to experience and practice interviewing one another. You're going to have the students split up into small groups of 3 students in each group. What you're going to have is you're going to have one student be the interviewer who asks the question, one to be the interviewee who answers, and then the third is going to be the observer who observes the interaction and then provides some feedback. A great thing to do is to do an example of this by pulling up a couple students and or the teacher to just role play really quickly what that looks like. You can either use the cards that are found in the kit, and what you'll notice is that each sheet of paper is for one group of students. So you would want to tear them apart prior to going into the class so that it's easily distributed for the actual activity. You can also bring copies of interview questions that you guys do at your company, or there are some online as well. After the students spend a few minutes practicing interviewing, have them switch roles so that they all have the opportunity to be the interviewer, interviewee, and the observer. Okay. After the students have had the opportunity to play each role, bring the class whole group back together and just talk a little bit about what they experienced. Ask them how they felt in the different roles and what they liked or disliked about each of them. Ask the observers what they noticed. What were some of the positive things people did, or what are some of those key things that they might want to work on and practice before actually going into their first interview. After you visit a little bit about their experiences, you want to talk a little bit about the importance of asking good questions during an interview. Most likely the interviewer is going to ask if they have any questions. Page 32 provides a space in which students can record some of the ideas in which they can ask while they are in an interview. You want to brainstorm with the students the importance of looking on the website and doing some research to showcase the fact that they're really interested in that company. During your summary and review, you want to be sure to ask the students to share something important that they are going to remember. What is their one takeaway piece that they really want to focus on as they move forward? Talk about what you would look for in a candidate if you were doing the interviews, and also share some of your tips that you have about interview skills. Enjoy session 2.